Good morning and welcome to the new edition of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call and how to become better. The question that everybody faces at one time or the other is how to achieve an edge on the other. And this is a question that is faced at every situation. Since we are living in an age of competition and every small thing can alter the scales in your favor or against you. This constant urge to do better than the others is something that motivates us and that query that faces us at every turn in our life. There must be some cheat sheet that allows us to have an edge over others in interviews, in competitions, in job performance, at work, and in life. As a matter of fact, every stage in life means that you have to outshine others. Can you help frame this charge sheet? There's one who can see and there are two hopefuls. How do you choose one over the other? An entrepreneur, a new entrepreneur, asked me for advice. Both candidates had been interning with him for some time, and more or less with par as far as their capability, as far as their experience, as far as their qualification was concerned. So this gentleman asked my advice and calling on my experience and capability. I told him to rate them on three parameters and then choose the contender who comes up on the top. He did so and he was very happy with the choice. These three parameters, if you develop properly, can be your main ballast in the stormy sea of the age of competition. The first and the most important criteria that I shared with him was the passion to excel. Everybody is going on and they want to progress at their own level. But very few have the capability or the desire to excel others. More important, excel themselves. What they are today, they must be better than that tomorrow. And not only better than themselves, but better than others who are in the competition. If wanting to do better, not only doing well is great, but doing better than your best, when that becomes an obsession, you will excel without doubt. So, the first major thing that you've got to do is to excel, have an urge to excel, to become better, to beat others. Not physically, of course, but and when you have that urge, you will not be at ease or feel good about yourself until and unless you are the best that you can be. And that is never achieved. So the desire is to do better. As one asked a eminent painter, which is your best work? And he said that I'll paint tomorrow. Not knowing something will bother you until you get to understand it and then get to know more and more intricacies. So this urge to excel at two levels, excel yourself, your capabilities, your experience, and to excel others will bother you till you get over that obstacle, that impediment, that hindrance. And once you have dealt this and it becomes an obsession, you will be unbeatable. And that's why the entrepreneur who had asked my advice Agreed. And he said, well, I never thought of that. When you develop this search, you will seek and develop the areas of excellence where you can be better. These areas, these sectors, and this capability will become your USP. We talk of the USP of products. Do not forget that in this age of competition, you are a product. So your USP should be an urge to excel, an obsession to excel. And this will hold you good not only your job, in your business, and if you're a producer, your product, and in your life, it will help you stand in good state. The second parameter, equally important, was that I told him to look for the willingness to learn. Better still, the need to keep learning always. Something new every day. Now, what happens is you have a desire to accept, but are you willing to learn and at the same time unlearn? You need not start on a clean slate every time. You can always go one step better. But many times you would find that some of your capabilities are outmoded, some of your skills are not relevant, and you have got to unlearn what is useless. You have got to learn new skills every day. Again, it's a question of, if I compare with a computer, defragmenting and optimizing. You defragment your skills so that the user skills are eliminated, the empty files, the temporary files are eliminated, and the hard disk is again at the optimum level. This willingness to learn is very rare. Let me be very frank with you. So, if you want to excel, you have got to be willing to learn something new. The quality of capability to excel comes from capability to learn. I learn something new, no matter how small, and many times I don't want to learn. Let me be very frank with you. My wife is always reading new things. A student of literature, she became interested in mathematics, now health, hygiene, physiology, and things like that. But the fact is that we take a moment to celebrate every new learner. It gives me a high. And if you want to learn, it gives enthuses you, it accelerates you. So this willingness, desire to learn will help you develop an obsession to excel. The only ones can hope to stay relevant and reach the top are those who are willing to learn. Let me tell you very frankly. You can never reach the top unless you're willing to learn. Number one, to adapt and to change your thinking every now and then. The still waters start stinking. You know that. Waters have to keep running. So if waters have to keep running, why not your brain faculties to keep running, to keep on developing, and to keep on climbing? The desire to excel is climbing. Now you'll say that the waters are at a level or downwards. There's a difference between water and the human capability. You have to keep going up the ladder. Otherwise, there's no competition if you don't go on the ladder. So the first quality is desire to excel. The second is to be having willing to listen. And then comes the third most important question, the sense of discipline. If you combine the sense of discipline with passion and a willingness to learn, then believe me, nothing in the world can hold you back. Discipline makes you capable of learning, and developing the desire to excel. What happens is learning is not an easy job, not at all stages of life. People develop a certain apathy, a certain aversion to learning, and a certain sense of indifference. But if you have a keen sense of discipline, this sense of discipline would be like a cop inside you and will keep you on the right track. Once you develop it, you'll be there. So you will always be lookout on the top of the game. And this would enable you to have opportunities to learn and grow. An undisciplined person is very careless, who may be even uncaring of his or her own passion. Well, it would be, we'll take it up, we'll see. That attitude, we'll see, we'll take it up in due course of time. These are the most stupid things. Do it right now and here. You can't be careless as far as developing your desire to excel is concerned, as far as new learning is concerned. And if you fail to nurture those qualities, giving it a sense of ennui, tiredness, boredom, and irrelevance as the time goes on. So you've got to avoid that sense of ennui and boredom. And for that, developing the sense of discipline, you need to have a sense of integrity and a very respectful attitude, of course, that would help you override everything else. And given that, you would find that you're the best worker in the world. But if you're disrespectful to yourself or to the others, that can bring you down hard on your knees. Come to think of it. Why just for work? This criteria which I've told you, the desire to excel, to be empathetic, to be willing just to learn, to have a sense of discipline, that is a criteria for living a good life as well, is it not? If you live with passion, learning new things as you go along, are disciplined enough to maintain a healthy balance, what else can be the formula for life that you want to live to the hill? Drink life to the lees. I remember, reading in Economic Times once an interview of Asha Bhosle, the Indian singer. It was her 88th birthday, and E Times was interviewing her. She spoke of singing and cooking as a lifelong passion. In a very touching admission, she said, and I'm quoting, "If my voice must go, it better go with me, not before me. My voice is the reason of my being. I'll live as long as my voice lives. I don't ask for good health or anything else in the world. My voice is all I need and makes me very happy." At the age of 88, this versatile, hugely talented music queen says that she genuinely thinks she's 40. How come? It is a delight she takes in the passion, which is the pursuit of music and cooking, and her ability to learn and adapt as she goes along. And despite life's usual blows that keep her young and happy. Asha says, "I don't consider myself as smart and learned, but I want to do something, and if I do it, I never feel failure. I wonder if I can do something. I choose not to have any apprehensions. I know I can do it, and I'll do it very positive." When I left my political career for the corporate world, people thought that I'll be nowhere, but I started right as CEO and was very successful. In the first organization I took up, I wiped out a loss of 7 years in 1 year and gave a net profit of over a couple of millions. Now, that sort of attitude was because of my passion. I would drive from Kasauli in Himachal Pradesh to Delhi practically twice a week, driving up and down 6 hours, one each way, and rest 12 hours. I was spending in the office 8 hours and about 2 to 3 hours for sleeping. That's it. And all my files I would dispose of while the journey was there, the driver was driving, and I was ready. So that is a desire to sell. And I was actually new to the business and to the product. And in 3 days, I could talk about all the products of the watch. It was a watch shoe. So there you are. Guess what? The legendary single is overriding principle in life, honesty, which is discipline. I always followed one principle, never resort to lies. Authenticity, which I'm always talking about. Be true to yourself. That is what is important. I never realized that I can be dishonest how hard I try. So you have got to ask your question. Do you have a passion? What new skills or lessons you have learned today, this week, this month, this year? Has you been maintaining a balance in all spheres of life? Are you confident of your sense of integrity and honesty? And your sense of respect towards yourself and all of this? And if that is so, what more could you ask from life? No. What more could life ask from you? And when this question is there, what could life ask more from you? Then you have lived your life. Then you have achieved that acme of excellence, which is revered, respected. And as a matter of fact, it is something which prompts you to go ahead, jump ahead like a deer in the woods, galloping, enjoy. So develop these three traits with the sense of authenticity. That's most important because authenticity is which gives basically life force to your capabilities. And believe me, you would have an edge on life because that's what sustains you, propels you forward. And you would not be thinking of having an edge on others. It will automatically be there for you to exploit, to use. Thank you.